Hello and welcome to the I Do Wedding Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Nina Adio, a social media marketing expert specific to the wedding industry. On this show, I discuss tips to help you DIY your social media, as well as getting the confidence and income to outsource it. Thank you for allowing this episode to come through on your Bluetooth, your car radio, wherever it may be you're listening from today. Now, let's take your wedding business to the next level. Hey guys, and welcome back. Thank you again for spending some time with me. Today, we're going to be talking about one of Instagram's latest feature, the verification bag. So you know that blue check mark that is so hard to get. Now it's not that hard. It's just an investment of $15 a month away. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. Before I get into my thoughts, let me remind you about last week's episode. If you missed it, episode 87 was about how your team can transform your marketing. And in that, I really just talked to you guys about the questions I think you should be asking the team members you do have, or the other perspectives from people that you can get on your business. That was sometimes when I worked for venues, and even with the venues I work with, the most valuable experiences we could get. There were certain things the chef would want to have articulated perhaps on the menu page, or that sales knew needed to be on the contact form, but the person working with the website designer didn't know. So there are a lot that you can think about for your online presence and marketing that you might not be considering if you talk to the people who are a part of every aspect of your business and client experience. So that's over on episode 87. Let's talk blue check though. It had made a lot of buzz when Twitter launched the blue check being something that you can pay for. And shortly after, we are now seeing that on Instagram and actually Facebook too. But I think more people are talking about it from an Instagram standpoint. But since they are the same company, it is linked together and it is called Meta Verified. You're going to need a government ID or your license in order to get this, and it is going to cost $14.99 a month, or there is an $11.99 month version just for Facebook web. Oh dear. Motorcycle in the background. Let's let him drive by. Okay. I like to do my podcast recordings on the fly, and that's why I just have to let these things roll and happen rather than editing them later. I like to be kind of candid and giving you my thoughts live as they're happening. So that's a consequence of that. But okay, here's some information. What comes with getting that blue check other than the status? I think what's not being said on their official statements and verbiage is that there is a level of status that goes along with having that blue check. And I think that's why most people will consider purchasing it. I have to tell you, if my brand page on Instagram, I Do Wedding Marketing, if that page was Nina Adio, I'd probably be tempted to do it too. I probably would, but I don't think I need that blue check to go along with the business profile, and I don't have a public persona profile. So for me personally, it's not something I'm looking into right now, but there are people who I am like, yep, they should really do that. And that's because one of the features that comes with Meta Verified is that Meta will monitor Instagram and Facebook on behalf of their verified users to make sure nobody is trying to impersonate them. So there are some people who are public figures on Instagram. And I don't even mean celebrities. I mean like my good friend, the Latasha James. She is to me a YouTube celebrity and a social media star, but it's not like a Jennifer Aniston situation, but she is impersonated all the freaking time. It is like she must be in some sort of catfish database. I don't know, but it is very hard for her to get Instagram to assist in getting these other accounts down. So I actually, before recording this, sent a message to her. So I think you need this, because this way she can finally get some get some relief about being impersonated and not have that happen anymore. So that is what I'm seeing, other than the status, as a fantastic feature to it. It's sad that you have to pay for that. Okay, that's sad that's what it takes. But because the impersonated profiles are aimed at hurting other people and using your likeness to do it, if I have to pay for it, then maybe that's the route you have to go. But it is sad that you have to pay in order to get that. People who are signed up with Meta Verified will receive Facebook stars, which are things that can be used, I believe, within live streams. They're also going to be receiving exclusive stickers that they can use in stories and in reels. So that is not necessarily enticing much for me to want to pay for a check. I mean a blue check, not like a check I'm receiving in the mail. So, the right now the big feature I see about it is that it helps your community know it's the real you, and because that's their official statement. Help your community know it's the real you. And I guess that is why they're offering that additional support with impersonation. They have said that people who subscribe for Meta Verified will receive direct support from a real person if they have an account issue, which would be huge. It's once again sad that I would have to pay to get that, but if that's something, I don't know anyone personally who has signed up for the paid version of Meta Verified to get that feedback. So if you have or know someone who have, send me a message. I'm particularly curious about the direct support from a real person. And it's kind of funny because it just totally shouts out and reveals that, yeah, you do not get direct support from a real person if you have issues with Facebook or Instagram. Isn't that something? But now what you're probably wondering is do I need this as a wedding pro? My answer, it's so subjective, and you have to think about your goals. I love it if your brand is your name. I think that looks quite polished. I think that's nice to have that blue check go alongside your name. Do I think you need it to book clients? Do I think you need it to be taken seriously, to get notoriety? No, I do not think you need a blue check to succeed on social media. But I don't think I would frown upon anybody investing in it. I would invest in it if you are, let's say, a publication, if you are a wedding magazine, if your name is your brand. These are the instances where I would consider investing in it, and I would look into the annual cost. I would look into how much do I need that additional support. And if being impersonated is something your brand, yourself have dealt with, then I would particularly start to consider this to help kind of weed that out. I do want to say it does make me kind of sad that you can't earn the blue check anymore, even though it was impossible. I was trying to get a publication I was working with to be verified, and that was just impossible to happen, despite providing them with articles, with letterhead and statements and whatever it was they needed. We weren't able to achieve it. Now, of course, we have that option, which is nice, but the appeal of it kind of is lost. And I have noticed through my social media engagement, which is time I'm spending on the platform, I am seeing more blue checks. And at first I get that, ooh, like, who are they? And then now it's followed with, oh, anyone can have it. So it has kind of tainted the special status that came with the blue check. So I guess RIP blue check. It doesn't mean what it used to be. It just means that you can invest in your Instagram or Facebook monthly.